Going on, everybody? Bubblegum here. Gonna just be sipping some morning coffee here. I'm gonna try to get a key in before I get my day started, so thought I'd pop on here and do some more little hunter gameplay. Just to go over a little overview again. I'm just gonna show you what I'm building here while I sip some of this coffee. This is my go-to Mythic Plus build. Again, if you watched my last video on my hunter, this is pretty close to the Wowhead recommendation. Except for some minor changes, but this is what I'm running with now. Recently I tried, not in the key, but I took Sentinel Owl for my raid group. Seemed to be, I guess it really wasn't that helpful on like bosses, because it's not like you ever really have hindered vision with the bosses, but it's still pretty nice. It also gives the entire group additions to their leech, which is pretty awesome. So I don't know, that was a pretty fun talent. A couple of these things that I haven't really even tried playing with, but maybe we'll fuck around at some point and take some points into like Arctic Bola and just kind of like have some fun with it. But again, this is what I'm running, all the way down to Death Chakram, because it just increases my output damage like an insane amount. I forego Wailing Arrow for just some extra damage on my kill command and my Dire Beast, just because I think that'd be super helpful. Yeah, this week's affix is, I believe it's Incorporeal. Yeah, so I've been relying on traps. For some reason, traps do not work half the time on Incorporeal, so I end up having to use Scare Beast or something crazy like that. But, you know, it'd be like that sometimes. Yeah, again, so quick snapshot of the build here. Again, I don't do a lot of PvP, so my PvP talents aren't anything insane. But while I wait for this group to fill, I do have a guildie coming, but I don't believe that she is online right now. Let me just post this and see. See if anybody wants to come to this. I'm just going to run through a quick little rotation. Since my last video, I do now finally have 4-piece, which is what I'm showing right here. Nothing overwhelming, you know, overwhelmingly cool with a Beastmaster Hunter. I know that like everyone is super into marksmanship right now, but I'm just a BM baby at heart, so this is kind of what I go with. Cobra Shot and Kill Command increased damage by 15%. That's huge in general. Those are like our two main focus spenders slash builders. You know, so multi-shot I think always reduced the cooldown on Bestial Wrath a little bit, so it's nice to have the extra 2 pieces just to increase that. So you'll just I was noticing last night during the raid, which I should have streamed, that I had quite a few Bestial Wraths up all the time. Thanks also to whoever just joined and is actually watching this. You rock. Alright, I'm going to just run through a little Mythic Plus kind of AoE build here. I pop Bestial Wrath right away just to get my pets going, get that increased damage. I do have two, I will take that person, two main like fillers here, or two add-ons that kind of help me with my rotation. I have it down pretty much at this point, but it's always nice to like kind of be a little bit lazy and just look down and see kind of what the recommendations are. As you can see, it is telling me to spam a ton of Cobra Shot and casting Barb Shot damn near every time that it's ready. The same deal with Cobra Shot and Kill Command. So really these first 4 buttons are really my bread and butter here. I'll pop Death Chakram, get it to apply to all of these, like the group that I'm attacking, because it's going to increase damage, I think, by something like 10%, which ain't bad at all. I'm going to wait for my buddy. I don't know if she's healing or DPSing yet, but yeah, we're just going to hit some early keys here. An early key before I get the day started while I sip on some coffee. If you watch my last video, you can see now that I'm doing like 30k more than I was doing last time. I have only 2 increased item levels. Again, this is an alt that I will be planning on maining at some point. Actually, I'm just going to start maining him now, which is why I'm gearing him up. Up until this point, I was like a 440 something Guardian Druid. And I love Guardian Druid. They're great tanks, but there's just something so satisfying. It's just like seeing your numbers here. These numbers are going to look way different once we actually get into the key, which we're doing Brackenhide Hollow today. See if I can figure out what we're doing here. Yeah, so I guess while I'm still waiting for the group to fill, I'm going to swap over to my single target build. This one I did rip just straight from Wowhead because I don't raid very often, but when I do, you know, I want to be able to put out those numbers as well. This build seems to focus a lot more on like that single target damage. Obviously, I just contradicted myself there. But we take some pretty cool talents. Again, we take Sentinel Owl that I was like just saying there. Okay. We got quite a few people queuing here. Let me see. I will take a Paladin, I think. I'm not entirely sure what they are doing on here. Sorry, give me 1 second here. Let me see if Gildy is healing or DPSing. Okay. Yeah, so again, this is the build. It does just kind of like gray out some of the things that I was using for my Mythic Plus build. I thought it was weird at first that it got rid of counter shot, but after just playing it, I realized how often are you interrupting bosses. And I really only switch to this build if I'm on like a raid boss. I stay in my Mythic Plus build the entire time during my keys because you can't change it. I don't run. My preference is even on like tyrannical weeks when bosses are going crazy in Mythic keys, I still don't do like single target stuff really much at all. Oh, sweet. 1 second here. I am talking to my friend, seeing if she's doing cool. Well, I'm gonna run through this here. We take a couple of really cool talents like Bloodshed, which is just like a bleed. And that bleed, once it's on the target, just increases all the damage taken from my pet by 15%. And with this, I also have where is it? Dire Beast, which is going to be I'm just going to be constantly summoning other beasts. So the bleed plus my like kill command, my frenzy, my Dire Beast is just gonna, my pets are gonna go crazy on a single target at a time. So alright, well, I'm gonna, while I wait and see here, I'm gonna open this up. Bestial Wrath right away. I'm gonna Bloodshed, dump all my procs of kill command, my stacks of kill command, build some focus here. This is just like my focus building phase. Again, I have some improvement to do with my general like hunter play style, but that's like part of the benefit, and one of the reasons why I'm recording these things is so that I can go back and actually just look at them and see, you know, what kind of improvements I could make. So you see that I have Dire Beast up pretty often. The cooldown isn't anything insane, but I'm doing about the same as I was doing on AoE, but on single target. So I guess I do have some improvement to do here. Again, I know that marksmanship is kind of the way to go, and I might mess around with some other builds to just kind of see if maybe that fixes things for me. But again, in the meantime, we're just gonna pound away on this dummy just for a few minutes here. Excited to actually see my Mythic Plus build in the key. I got my 4th piece of tier on this character last night in the raid, and then I logged off and was just kind of playing a little bit of Classic at the end of the night. But yeah, alright, I'm gonna call my pets back. Kind of topping off around 75k single target, which isn't like amazing, but you know, we'll take it. Still more than some of the people I'm seeing. Oh, I did not mean to close the details thing, but aha, there she is. Are you healing or DPSing? Let's go. Awesome. We have a healer. It's going to be huge. Let's get her in here. And I will take... Oh, person left just in time for us to get a healer. That's awesome. Cool. I'm going to hope that this guy's augmentation so that we go crazy. Awesome. We filled the group, so we're going to run to Brackenhide Hollow. I'm actually going to run to the auction house and grab a couple of consumables. Just to give myself that little tip over the edge. Right. I play on Tichondrius, by the way. I don't know if I've mentioned that at all. I was a Horde main for quite some time. Elemental, I can't spell. Okay, that is so much stuff. I normally just get like 25. It lasts me for at least a few dungeons. What else do I have here? Oh, I've got these completely safe rockets, which if you're a hunter, you should be using these. As you can see right here, your attacks have a chance to fire one of these rockets, which explodes on impact to deal an amount of fire damage in a small radius around the target, so it kind of pops off in groups too. Man, first season I had... Do I still have it in my bags? First season, right out the gate, Dragonflight launched, and then we got like a time walking week. So I popped... I did my 5 time walking, and I immediately got this heroic Neltharax, Enemy of the Sky, which was insane. And up until... I think like 2 nights ago I was using it until I got Lightning Lash, which I'm just going to be upgrading. I still think that this is a little bit better, but you know, who really knows? You know, I don't I probably should, but I don't do a ton of like simming. I sim when I have like a really close call, when I'm looking at pieces of gear and I'm like, oh shit, okay, like which one is like actually going to be super beneficial for me? But for the most part, I kind of eyeball it. I'm like, oh, hey, this is increased item level, or this gives me haste. Right now, I'm desperate for haste. I would do evil, dirty, naughty things for just a crumb of haste. But, you know, what am I at right now? Let's use our cool little mini-map button here. Yeah, I'm still at 22. I've got way more crit, and crit's not bad. Crit's, you know, very helpful. Crit, haste, mastery is kind of what we're going for. My mastery's in a decent spot as well. But we're really hurting for haste right now. Hey, and we got a summon, which is pretty awesome. I apologize for the background music, kind of cutting in and off. I'm trying to, find the right levels to adjust that kind of stuff, but I tried playing like some NCS, like Spotify stuff earlier, and it was just like sounding crazy, and like looping and being way louder than everything else. Again, I'm new to this. I appreciate the one person that's in here right now, whoever you are. Yeah, thanks for sticking with me. Alright, we're going to do a plus 12 Brackenhide. This is going to be a hunter gameplay, so I'm going to kind of talk about the hunter things that I'm doing during it. Immediately equip my completely safe rockets. I love changing my appearance, so I always drop the transmogrifier. Yeah, this one's pretty sweet. Oh, I did not pick up files. You want to be using the file of tepid versatility in most situations. Sometimes I'll use the like corrupting rage just for the raw damage like output, but for the most part, I just always go tepid versatility. Okay. And since my last video, I switched my from DBM to big wigs / little wigs because it's so much smoother and the sounds aren't as aggressive. There's way less air horns and fuckery going off all the time. But alright, let's do it. I know we're doing low keys, we're hitting low keys, but I hope
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I hope pretty soon here we can get this hunter into some like 15 pluses. Maybe I'll hop on the druid and just, you know, bang out some like 17, 18s to kind of show that side of gameplay. But again, I really do want to be focusing on hunter, so. Alright, I'm going to wait a second for him to really start, our tank to really start. Oh my gosh, I am in my single target build. I'm going to do something that I don't recommend doing, which is going out of the dungeon after this fight here, and I'm going to change it. I cannot believe I did that while live streaming. That's so funny. I just said that I don't do that, and then I immediately did it, so that is hilarious. Yeah, if I was in my Mythic Plus build, this number would be way higher. I'd be on par with that shaman right now, guaranteed. But is what it is. After this, okay, so hopefully he's gonna grab those. I am going to step out real quick because you can actually step out and swap your talents as long as you're not in the dungeon. So it'll take me a second. Shouldn't affect the key too much as long as the group is pretty good, but we'll see. I am trying very hard to get some of my my IRL friends in on this game because I would love to get them in here and start doing some of this stuff with them. Back in BFA, I was a Mythic Plus coach, which is really nice, and I kind of miss doing that kind of stuff, like taking people who really weren't familiar with the mechanics of Mythic Plus and getting them in and teaching them, and then before long they would be doing other stuff. Cool. Alright, so now we can get an actual pull in the right spec here. Hopefully he pulls all of these. Yep. Alright, Incorporeal's coming out. I'm immediately going to throw down a trap, and I'm going to hope that somebody else gets that guy. Looks like he did. We do not have an Augmentation Evoker, which is a little rough, but it's fine, it's fine. Devastation's pretty cool too. My UI is a little bit cluttered, but it makes sense to me when I'm playing. I'm not... you know, I've been playing for so long now that it doesn't really affect me with that kind of level of clutter. Back in the classic days, I would be running X Pearl and have all of the like moving frames and portraits and stuff, and it was just like it was an ungodly amount of clutter. Okay, you can see here that on that pull, I topped off. I think it was like 85k on that, which is better. Just better. Again, we still have work to do. I'm still seeing hunters out there that are like going absolutely crazy on the meters, but I think they are marksmen for the most part, what I've been seeing. On this pull here, what a lot of people don't do that they should be doing, especially in pugs, is actually getting down the totems on these guys, because those totems fucking hurt, and then you want to focus down the guy that's throwing out Decaying Surge. I'm kind of like mindlessly pressing my buttons now because I'm so used to this, but I guess I should be explaining a little bit more. Not really too much more to explain. I'm just dumping my barb shot frenzy stacks on everything right away. Both stacks, hitting with the kill command, multi-shot because we're pulling multiple groups here. I'm not using my potions right now. These guys are pretty easy, especially at the front of the dungeon. If I really wanted to like pad the meters or something, I could just be going crazy using as much potions as I can. But I might use them on, I'm going to use them on this boss for sure, because it's 3 bosses kind of in one fight here. Okay, let's see. Death Chakram, dump your frenzy stacks, multi-shot, Beastal Wrath is ready again. Kill command pretty much every time that it's available. Sometimes you'll be fighting with like, oh, do I kill command or Cobra shot? If you can squeeze in that last kill command, just get your kill command in. It'll be way more beneficial than the Cobra shot, which is just going to build focus. It's like the little things that end up kind of fucking you in the end like that. But yeah, Beastal Wrath again. I don't have this. I've been saving my traps for these moments right here because okay, somebody got him. Nice. Last night I was doing some keys and I was doing some noob moves where I was throwing traps out on mobs that nobody was interrupting, just to try to save some damage from going out, and then immediately incorporeal would spawn, and we would miss one because I couldn't trap one. I don't have a dedicated Mythic Plus team really. I've got one person that I run with, and that's the person healing here, Gwendolyn. She's in my guild. Kush Lords onto Chondrius. Yeah, I love these guys. We raided last night. It was a blast. It is a PvP guild, so I feel a little bit out of place most days on here. Most days people aren't willing to come to keys. I've got 2 people in this guild that really consistently run keys with me. An insane 440 something Ret Paladin and Gwen. So, you know, hardest part right now is finding tanks, especially since I stopped tanking. Right. Death Chakram, hit everything with increased 10% damage, dump both my frenzy stacks, both my kill command stacks. I don't know why I'm calling them stacks, but that's what I'm going to keep calling them, I guess. So this guy is raging. Cool thing about being a hunter, if he starts spinning and rage storming and doing damage to your party, you can trank shot and get him right out of that. Another cool thing about my Plater add-on is it tells me that. It'll show me the little highlighted debuff there. Okay, this fight sucks, especially on Tyrannical, which is exactly what we're dealing with. I'm going to lust off the rip. Everybody does it a little bit differently. I'm going to be focusing Gash Tooth while we keep Trick Totem interrupted, because he does like a healing type, but Gash Tooth does so much damage that it hurts. Trap this guy. There probably will be a point where I will be turtling / feign deathing depending on who he's going for. Like, he always does that. He goes and just tries to murder the absolute fuck out of the healer. But it's okay. I might change my scrolling battle text because it is hard to see like the frames, but I tend to look down here when I see them casting or anything like that, or it'll announce it like that, greater healing rapids, which I didn't know Little Wigs did, which is awesome. I should have done it on pull, but I'm gonna pop my potion now just to get back into damage. You can see with a little bit of ramp up time and such, I can oh, we need this, tank's not doing it, so I'm gonna step in here. You want to stop. Oh, okay, shit, maybe I should not have done that. Okay, well, now we watch the fight, I guess. So I'm not sure exactly what happened there, to be honest. If anybody else knows, they can feel free to comment and let me know what I did wrong there. But when that arrow is on somebody, I was pretty sure that you stand in front of it so that they don't take the full brunt of the damage. So maybe I just took one for the team. I'm not really sure, but interrupting Trick Totem when we can. I'm going to use Intimidation on that just to get us stun off. Hopefully somebody else can get on it. That's the other thing, is like those little intricacies. Totem's out, so we're going to burn this so that the healer gets unhexed, so we actually have some heals here. I'm going to let somebody else stand in that arrow because, okay, it's a tank mechanic. I'm used to playing Guardian Druid. Wow, sorry for that insanely loud victory music. I did not realize that happened. Okay. This seems to be the most popular route. I remember when the when Dragonflight first came out, we'd all run that way and do some crazy pulls, but I like this hallway because I can kind of go crazy. It's just like a constant AoE fest, so Death Chakram every chance I get just to do as much damage as I can. This Devastation Evoker and Shaman are going crazy on the meters. But you can see when I pop some stuff there, well, it's going down now, but I got up to like 132k. I think my max that I've like bursted on this character at 417 item level has been like 209 for a burst, which isn't bad. See if I... Nice. Hunters always have an issue with pulling those extra things, so I'm glad that I can get that off. Decaying Totem is out. I'm not sure if this is an add-on that's auto-marking them, but either way, that's great. I don't know if that's like a new Blizzard thing or not, but Awesome. This game has changed so much since I started playing in, like, I don't know, a few months after this game launched. But yeah, if you're still here, you're still watching this, thank you. I know that it's probably not the most exciting thing in the world to watch somebody just play a game. But if you're interested in some Hunter gameplay or watching how I play, then welcome and thanks for tuning in. Shout out to the coffee I'm drinking. I'm a barista by day and a gamer by night, so I've been working in coffee for 9, almost 10 years. I'm drinking some coffee from Phil and Sebastian, coming out of Canada. I'm drinking some Burundi, some Kenya. It's delicious. I know you can't see it right now, but I have this legendary coffee mug, Warcraft themed mug. I'm working on getting my second monitor set up. I'm playing on an Omen laptop, so having like two monitors has been kind of a challenge for me right now, but I've got my eyes on some stuff. I just gotta, get there. But for now, I'm really just enjoying kind of showing you guys how I play and running through these things. This racial that I'm popping down here is Fireblood. Increases my agility by 875. And if I were to be under this racial effect and be like trank shotting something, if I remove an effect from somebody, it just adds more agility to me, which is awesome. It's like it's the stat that you want as a hunter is agility. Man, watching this shaman on the meters kind of is making me be like, oh, should I level a shaman? I'm also an altaholic, so I have so many characters. I think I mentioned it in like the first video that I posted on this channel, but these things will go away if you don't enter combat or if you end combat while they're out, so you don't have to worry about stunning them, wasting a trap on them. But yeah, so back in BFA, I was going crazy on this game. I was number 7 for hunters in North America as far as like Mythic Plus and PvE goes. I was raiding all the time. It was my first experience Mythic raiding. I'll never forget the time that I raided with Bajira. That was awesome. Had no idea who I was. Obviously, I wasn't streaming, but it was super fun just to like be in his group. And he's like, I don't know, he's such a cool dude. I highly recommend checking out his channel. He's like a PvP big WoW player, big PvPer. Plays a ton of games. He's kind of been my inspiration for starting to stream in the first place. So shout out Bajira. Alright. These guys down. This boss kind of sucks. I will get the second. You want this boss to eat you. Normally the tank, I believe, can take the first one. You can out heal it. It's not a big deal. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and get ate by him on the second time that he tries to eat people. And I'm just going to pop a turtle. I'm going to pop my racial, I'm going to pop my potion, I'm going to throw a death chakram on there, I'm going to get my last kill command, dump my frenzy stacks, cobra shot, kill commands up, boom, boom, boom. Those are coming out, so I like to kind of slow them down if I can, so I'll throw a binding shot or something down there, throw a trap, and this circle right here is where you want to get ate. Hopefully the tank did not get eat. Wow, the tank did not get ate. So next time that comes out, I will be going in and getting eaten. When I do this key on my mage, I always come in and I'll do ice block during that, because just you take no damage and you don't get the boss to enrage like this. He is starving, so his damage is increased by 150% and his haste. So as soon as that comes out again, I am there. Okay, decay spray, so I'm going to do another one of those. I'm going to get these ads down as fast as I can. Throw a binding shot so they can't go anywhere. I mean, they melted, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, get a trap there. Grasping vines. I'm going to get eaten immediately. I'm going to pop a turtle. So I'm taking no damage, but he's consuming me, which means that his he won't become enraged after this, hopefully. Unless turtle negates that for some reason. It doesn't. So now he's not enraged. Now he's a normal ass boss. He's not tyrannical plus 150, which is great. Okay. Oh, I'm out of traps there. So You can mostly cleave these guys down. They do leave puddles behind, so if you can help out your group by, like, you know, not standing. I mean, this group's been great. They've just been standing where we should be standing. Wow, that victory noise is super annoying and very loud, so sorry to your ears. I'll have to adjust that. Just realized that my food buff is gone. Oh, probably because I died. This is just a single target right here. Oh, looks like he's going to be pulling some more. I'm going to get my food buff. Come in. Pop what I can. I've been poisoned. These things suck. This dungeon. Oh, boy. This dungeon itself kind of sucks. I'm going to help out my healer by popping Exhilaration. There's really no need. Some people might disagree with this, but there's really no need to, like, hold on to your Exhilaration. It's our biggest heal. And survival of the fittest is also something that's going to be great for us. It just decreases the damage we take by 40%. So if you do these dungeons and do content enough to know what's coming your way, or like what's coming out, or you can see that you're about to get targeted with something, pop survival of the fittest. You know, it'll like decrease the amount of damage you take, helping out your healer. That's kind of my bread and butter, is help out your healer as much as you can as a hunter, because you have so many ways to do so. You can feign death, you can survival of the fittest, you can turtle, you can exhilaration. Oh, I've never skipped these guys, but I guess that's what we're doing here. That's actually kind of clutch, because that pack sucks. Got a couple of homies missing, the healer and the shaman, but it's okay, they're coming. Bring in a couple of friends, but that's fine. That mob sucks because this person, the Rappo stalker, will just stand there and shoot his bow, and you're gonna have, and like kiting is a pain in the ass, because if you don't kite, then this mob pulls, and then you have like a huge mob on your hands. In a plus 12, something like this, it really doesn't matter. You know, we have we have the damage for it. This fight's pretty interesting because the hyenas will just choose a random person and start going towards you, but traps are going to drop on the ground. These traps that are coming out right now, these people with the red arrows. So what I like to do is kind of position myself near the traps so that if the hyenas do start coming, they can get in the traps at least. He's throwing meat on me, so I'm going to stand by a trap, because now that I'm soaked in meat, there's a good chance that the hyenas that come out are going to come straight for me. So, yep, hyenas are coming out. As a hunter, it's cool too, because you can do what I did and you can throw down a tar trap. I kind of threw it in a random spot, and as you can see, it doesn't really help. Okay, my binding shot went behind me, but I was trying to binding shot these guys. So that, oh shit. That was on me for not catching the destabilize. Kind of fucked us a little bit here. So we have damage and healing done reduced by 100%. So that's not great. This fight again is a mess. I think the tank might go down in a second here. Nope. Healer will. That's okay. This is where I can try to help out. So there's a bunch over there. This tank is not taking them to the traps, which is what you should be doing. I'm still going to be positioned over here by the traps, because if they start coming towards me, they're going to go right into this trap here. This group seems to be a fan of trying to just like burn stuff down, but alright, look at that. Boom, hyena in the trap right away. And I'm going to binding shot those hyenas, so even if they're running, they can't move. They'll get stunned for a second. I'm going to drop this trap here, and I'm going to back up so that if hyenas run towards me, they can, boom, right there, right in the trap, stun, boom. Not a bad fight, just a little confusing, especially if people don't do traps. It can get out of hand, and people can start panicking pretty quickly, but, you know, that's pug life. It be like that sometimes. Alright. This next little room is a little precarious. It's really easy to accidentally body pull stuff depending on the route that the tank takes. So the tank entered combat down there, which means this guy is not going to go away. So I'm just going to trap him immediately. I just read on Wowhead that Scare Beast works as well. But you'd be taking a point out of any of these other things to put it in there, and just doesn't seem worth it to me, especially when we have traps. Damn it. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's pretty hard to not body pull these things. Most groups will go this way and kind of hug this wall, and it's a little easier to avoid stuff. I'm going to trank shot that Rage Storm so that he stops doing that. Yeah, a lot of times if you have a pretty bad group, you'll end up pulling all of these, and it'll just be a huge pain in the ass for your entire party. I use camouflage just to completely, avoid. I have a habit, especially as a hunter, and I'm sure most people can relate to having a hunter in the group that can't stop pulling stuff. That used to be me. But after, something like 10 plus years of maining a hunter, I've learned. A lot of times back in the day, it was pets though. It wasn't necessarily like player error. Let's see if we can avoid these. I'm not sure why he's avoiding these. We're still 20% and we have, some time left, but every tank is different. Every tank does things differently. Okay, this guy, Filth Collar, Decay Surge. Is the stuff that's going to hurt. We have too many here. I'm going to risk it, and I'm going to trap that guy. Because Rotting Surge is just going to hurt, and that's going to hurt a lot more than getting a stack of Destabilize. Rage Storm's going off here, so I'm going to Trank Shot, switch back here. This guy's going to pop out. I'm going to use Intimidation. I don't have... Okay. So you can LOS the fear here. This is probably going to be a wipe because we are now going to be pulling this extra stuff over here. Actually, no, we kind of saved it, which was nice. Okay, so chopping that guy actually didn't fuck us as much as I thought it would, but I am going to interrupt him. He's not going to run over here. For some reason, Filth Callers you can interrupt them and they're just going to keep doing what they're doing. I don't understand why. Okay, Incorporeal's coming out, so now I have a trap up for that. Rage Storm is coming out as well, so he pops that. I pop Trank Shot, it goes down. We just negate that damage completely. Again, I'm a really big proponent of helping out your healers any way that you can. Yeah. Right. I don't think this will get us to 100%, but I could be wrong. I don't have... Mythic Dungeon tools installed right now, but that is another pretty good add-on for running your path. I used it more as a tank so I could kind of see what route would get me to 100% easiest, and then I didn't have to like guess when I was tanking and being like, oh, I think maybe I need this because it is some percentage. Oh, yeah, 2%. I guess we'll get it after the boss. I'm going to lust on the first totem, just because a lot of times the totems are what fuck us here. This boss is just super annoying, and he's tyrannical, so pop what I can, pop my potion. This rock cloud that he just put on the ground is going to just move around, and we have to avoid it. Luckily, as hunters, unless you are... okay, I'm going to lust here. This totem's coming out. Want to get these totems down as fast as you can. A lot of times people just will straight up ignore the totems, and then we'll get crazy stacks of stuff that's just going to kill us. But as I was saying, the benefit of being a Beastmaster Hunter is you don't have like anything really that you need to like stop and stand to cast, unless you have like engineering grenades or something, but that's just my classic brain thinking. That's not really something that I think you deal with or even bring to keys. I'm not actually sure how much professions help with keys these days. I know in the Dragonflight dungeons, certain things like this. I think you can do like alchemical things in this dungeon. I'm not sure, but we don't have cast times is what I'm saying. So we can move around the map pretty freely and just spam our buttons that we need to spam and get right back on the boss. Makes it pretty avoidable on this. I hate doing this dungeon on my mage because anybody who plays a mage would sympathize. You have to stand. And you have to stand still, and you have to get your... Okay, I'm going to intimidation that guy so he's somewhat stunned. Intimidation will go off on incorporeals. It'll stun them. It'll stop them from casting, which is great. Great for your party, but only for 5 seconds. And then it'll start casting again. So you need like a proper stun or proper crowd control effect on it to really work. Totem is coming out. Awesome. We're going to get this boss down in a second here. This is why I was saying I wasn't sure why the tank avoided that 1 pack. Or he avoided 2 packs that I would have pulled on my tank, but that's okay. We still have 9 minutes to go get 7%, so see which route the tank takes. Most of them will go this way. If I was him, I'd probably just go back this way, but looks like that's what he's doing. Oh, nope. He's changing his mind at the last possible second. That's great. I'm just going to start shooting. You know, now we're kind of pressed for time. We just got to get this. This is not going to get us 7% here because these Witherlings don't do shit for us, I believe. Okay, well, I was trying to binding shot all of them so they couldn't run around the map, but it's okay. This is going to get us like 1 or 2% right here. We're going to probably have to get both of these, maybe 2%. Okay, so this should get us there. I'm gonna open with a multi-shot just because I didn't really have anything else ready at that moment. Dumping frenzy. I know it's telling me to use multi-shot, but I'm getting my kill commands off first because my pets will just start cleaving. I'm gonna drop a trap there. I'm gonna intimidate that person. Trank shot this person. Yeah, it takes a little bit of focus to be able to like do that. Drop a trap, turn to something else. Interrupt hideous cackle, and boom, there we go. Awesome. And that became a 14 underrot. I wish I streamed it last night. We 4-manned a plus 11 underrot, I believe. The healer left after the first pull in an 11 underrot. Nope, sorry, 12 underrot. Nope, it was 11. And damn, that takes away my 2 main stats, so I don't need that. No loot this time. That's cool. Mostly here at the moment for like raiding and crests. That is slightly better than what I'm using, but it takes away a big chunk of my mastery that I need and my 3 sockets, which I could add to that anyway, but yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thanks to the one person that watched this entire thing or has been in here the entire time. I appreciate it. Whoever you are, and I hope if any hunters find this video later on and, you know, learn something from it, then great. If not, great as well. Just happy to be here recording for you guys. That is kind of how I run more or less most of those dungeons. You know, I'll try to make my way through as many of the dungeons that I can and try to, you know, kind of talk about the specifics of that, because, like, that dungeon has different specifics than another dungeon. Yeah, we're climbing. We're pushing a little bit. I got to get an Ultimate in this week. Maybe tonight I'll try to find a key like that and stream. But I pug a lot. I pugged my way to Keystone Hero during Shadowlands, which I think was like the 3K mark, if I remember. 3K mythic rating score. But so I pug a lot, and it doesn't go great all the time, but I kind of like the thrill of climbing. If anybody is looking for a Mythic Plus team and anybody wants a hunter, hit me up. I'm always down to play. Most of the people on my friends list here are from just keys who have added me. Awesome. Well, I think I'm gonna cut that there. I've got some things to do today. I just kind of wanted to give a brief overview of how I play. I'll leave you with this. I just got some new gear last night, so I haven't enchanted a couple of these things, but again, if you're interested in this add-on type thing here, it's called Narcissus. Kind of breaks down everything for you. You can kind of see all your spots here in like a neater A more neatly like laid out format. But again, thank you for tuning in and watching. I'll be popping on stream from now and again, playing some other games, maybe getting Baldur's Gate later. But thanks again, everybody. I appreciate people who stuck around and watched this, and I'll talk soon. Peace.